Hi everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Daquan. You can call me Day. Um, Originally, I wanted to do content a very long time ago. I had to say this had to been maybe roughly around 2006, 2007. I've had MySpace from that time, and I've also still continue to use Facebook. Of course, Instagram, that was more or less like 2011, 2012 for me. Um, and, Twitter. Same thing with Twitter. I was on Twitter in 2009. I had to make a whole new page because, of course, we all forget our passwords at some point. But forgot my password, decided to make a new Twitter. And I've been on Twitter for over a decade now. So, as far as with me and who I am as a person and why you're here, of course I'm supposed to be looking here. Sorry, guys. As far as who I am as a person and why you're here, well, let's start here. I just turned 29 last month. I am a Gemini, of course. This is June. My birthday's in May, late May. I am a very caring person. I don't feel as if I need to trigger, if that makes sense, anyone. Because a lot of times we as adults feel triggered. We as adults feel like, all right, we need this. We have to have this. We want this. We got to do something about this. I've always been very mutable about that. Like, I've always been someone that, takes things in stride and just do things as I go. It is a very, very smart tactic to go above and beyond and to literally just be like, all right, jot this down, do this. Just that's all great. And I'm tapping into that as I go. As far as just who I am as a person, again, a Gemini, I always loved video games. I've always loved being able, come on, I just always loved video games. I just always loved being able to play a game, whether it's scary, fun, colorful, whatever. Just play a game and just enjoy it. I love music. And that's another thing about this video that I wanted to share too. I have a gaming page. It's called Gaming Days. So you guys can follow that whenever you guys get the chance. I'm going to post more things over time. Currently, I'm on the Kingdom Hearts series still. Even though I have a whole series of the walkthrough from the game, I still wanted to kind of gravitate into other games as well. So that's another thing I wanted to make sure I did. So as far as with music, I want to be able to do listen throughs and reactions and give my own commentary on an artist's point of view of things, because the power of the tongue is really a lot. We love to hear when someone says something, sings it, expresses it. But I'll be doing a lot more of those videos too. I can say I sing. I'm not probably the best singer in the world, but I can say I sing. I went to school for it in elementary school, did it twice, took a break, and then by my senior year I said, you know what, you should sing and show everyone that is going to graduate with you within months that you were told you can sing. Like, you don't get into concert choir without they have to tell you you can sing. They have to tell you you have the voice. If they tell you no, you just don't got it. And I never forgot the fact of when I was told I could join, and when it appeared on my schedule for my senior year, for my last semester, when it appeared, I was like, okay, I'm really back into singing again. I cannot not do this now. Like, I am doing this. And I can remember when I first started, and everyone was like, he's in here? Really? Well, not everybody, but some people. And at first, because I was wondering where everybody sat, because you don't really, you have to see, you know, the different columns of singers going on. You got it. Yeah, there's the bass, there's the tenor, there's the altos, and then the sopranos. So if I'm having the tone of a tenor, I'm gonna sit with the tenors. Miss Knight, I'll never forget her. She had, she told me first day, I thought you were a bass. I told her, no. I'm so hardly a tenor. Bass can only go so low. I can go so high. So, no. I'm not the best singer, but damn it, just give me some lyrics and I'll do something with it. Something. Don't gotta be the best thing. Something. But yeah. So I again, I am tall, and I only have so many siblings, just one, just to have an understanding on, you know, where I am in life. Dating can be complicated because it's not whether everybody wants you or you want to be with them. There's always that hard realization that not every day and not all the time you're gonna be able to grasp this individual. And I've been learning that a lot growing up, and just over time when I had an ex, and you know, seeing other people go through relationships, I just said to myself, like, we have to learn our worth. We have to learn the sense of why our worth is important to them, and why we have to learn their worth, and why they need to know whether their worth is causing them to think too much or too little. Those things are factors. So I've always been fluid. I've never fully said to myself I was one way until I was almost an adult. I've had a girlfriend. I've had a boyfriend. And yeah, just no different. When someone wants or needs or loves or does, they just do it. So the reason why I say it's no different, and why other people would say it's different, is because, yeah, the feature is the person. But I say it's no different based on the spirituality of it all. Like, if you are going out your way to show and appreciate me, or show how much you love me, and I'm doing the same thing, I don't care what it looks like. But some people do. And that's just life. Now, I will say that marriage isn't for everybody, and everybody isn't for everybody. So that needs to be said here. Everybody isn't for everybody. We're out here, you know, really being happy people, but yet you're showing other people what you want to be having and doing, and yeah, someone will literally show you may not be for them. And you may even show them without even knowing that you're showing them that you aren't for them and they're not for you. that's just what happens. But this is an intro video, so I wanted to make sure it was long enough. I wanted to make sure you guys could see me and see me look away from the camera, so you guys can have, you know, different senses of how I look at things and not worry about, you know, where a content creator would lack. Because I want to make sure I do whatever it takes to be as honest and as open and as available as I can. So, as far as anything else about me, I would like to go back to school. I would like to, of course, like I said, do more creative things with myself, but I would like to make sure I have a better outlook on my life. I didn't start driving till I was 27. Some people drive before they even leave the damn grass to graduate, but not me. I didn't have all those tools. And that be the hardest thing that people don't want to admit. When you don't have it all, and when everyone else do, where are they? Because I'll tell you, since 2012, and even before that in 2011, I've watched people I know and love, because I respect them for how they had to do it. But I know when we got into adulthood, there was no sense of, is Daquan going to make it to this? Is Daquan going to do? You got to do for yourself. And I didn't have all the tools for school. I didn't have all the tools for a car. I barely even had the tools for even to work, because I wasn't just favorable to be hired. I wasn't favorable to just be riding with. I don't know what it was. I just didn't have that. And then, of course, after high school, 9 months after I'm even graduating, I'm in a hospital bed. My appendix bursts. So even when I start college and finish my first semester, from that time, I'm still at rock bottom. And a lot of people don't be open about that, especially publicly. You know, you're supposed to be talking about how you stunting and doing this and that. No. I don't know. Yeah, there's other creators who may have nice walls and nice pictures and can, you know, have all these different jokes, but some people just want someone to talk to. No, like for real. Some people just be wanting someone to talk to. Someone to understand that they're not alone, that they had a lot going on, that the trauma was just too fucking much. I get it wholeheartedly. I'll be that creator to be that real and that honest. I don't have to make anyone get that. You can see that and you can honestly feel that if you believe. But if you need someone to show you a sense of confidence and courage, just like I need to somehow look into this camera and say that for my own damn self, here I am. So this is my introductory video, and I will be making more videos, and yeah, I hope you enjoy. Hey guys, so I wanted to make a new video. Pretty much this is about zodiac signs, astronomy. So in my introductory video, I made a very much revealing sense of who I am. I'm a Gemini, just saying it. As far as the different signs that we can talk about all of them. I am. So let me just give you a little feedback of just Gemini as a whole for me, and just my sense of a Gemini, because I'm the May one, like I'm the beginning of it. So I know people have a different, encounter with the Gemini. I can't say they're all great, but I can't say they're all bad either. I'm real with it, because I'm not gonna say that there aren't other Geminis I've encountered where I said to myself, well, wow, I really think you're great. Or I know there's a lot that we just have to have an understanding between each other. Just two different energies, even though it's the same sign, and even different signs. So I'd rather go in order. I don't want to go in depth with Gemini just yet, because even though it's the third one, I'm going to go in order. So let's start with Aries. So Aries is pretty much the first one. Brings in spring. Any Aries you encounter, they're very... so I'm going to give my point of view. Like, I'm not an astrologist, but I do have a great sense of each sign. Like, I would feel possibly you guys can relate. So I'll give you each sign breakdown. And then you guys can just be like, wow, like, you must really have been around each sign. And it's like, yeah, after you've worked with corporate America for a good while, you kind of pick up each birthday and you're just like, all right, well, this is how they're going to be at these particular times. So it gets to that point. So let's start Aries. So with Aries, they're fire. The first fire at that. Cool spring fire, maybe rainy, but slightly sunny, if anything, fire. Because it goes into April too. They bring in April, so they are pretty much the 21st of March going into April, pretty much by the 19th. And yeah, they're cool individuals. You can get along with an Aries. They will tell you more than you think they will, and even what they thought they will. You can read them as much as they can read you, and it's not a bad thing. I feel like every sign, they have a sense of wanting things, and they don't mind making sure you understand that. And every other sign is going to probably look at this and be like, well, I'm that way. And it's like, yeah, but they have a way that they do it. And I'll explain everyone else's way from a different perspective based off their sign, to when I get to their sign, to where you're going to be like, okay, you explained it even from just Aries, but you said it from an Aries perspective, but now you're saying it from my perspective. It's like, all right, yeah, I get your day. But yes, as far as with an Aries, they just have a way with it. When they want things, they really do want it. Even down to the greats of music and actors, they serious about that. So which brings us into Tauruses, which is next. They're mid-spring, going into, late spring like myself, but they're mid-spring. So pretty much by the 20th, the 21st of April, even by the 22nd possibly. Some people may, cut it off in between, where it's like, well, no, the 21st is when it starts, or the 22nd is when it starts. However y'all desire to look at it, Taurus is pretty much right there, and they're very headstrong, and even they have a way that they want things the way they want it. Astrology says bullish ways. What does that mean? That means if I want it this way, they will. Aries and Taurus, they won't fight about it, but they have a similar aspect because they're both spring, but one's a bit more cooler than the other because, of course, fire. Earth sign. When it comes to earth sign, there's a bit more of a rock there. With fire, it's more of a keen way. There's more of a, I want to be, you got to know, but with an earth sign, it's, you know what I mean? It's just two different ways. And it stems into the other signs too, which I'll get to. Let's start with mine, Gemini. So with me, we are May 21st to, because see, with Taurus, they go all the way up until May 20th. And with them bringing in May, there's still kind of rain, there's still nice sunshine, it's like 60 degrees, you know, that's when everybody's starting to be like, well, you know what, I need to get outside. But when it gets to June, you know, like late May, June, like my season, that's when it's hot. You know, growing up, it would hit me because I'm like, damn, like, you know, I got one more month and then I'm out of school for the summer, you know. But now it's like, damn, as an adult, it's like, shoot, I gotta plan things a certain way. But yeah, with May and June Geminis, just like, so let's break it here, because now we're 6 months going on, you know, this not 6 months going on as far as like the months apart, because we're still March to June. That's 3. What I mean by 6 months, we're gonna get all the way towards. So let's say this right. There's 2 different areas, because there's March and April. Just like there's 2 different Tauruses, which is April and May. Just like there's 2 different Geminis, which is May and June. You can tell the differences based off your moon in ascending. It gets deeper. There's a different video for that. I don't have to really get into that, but no, when you're on a specific day, why wouldn't there be a moon there based on those emotions in that time? So damn right, there's a different type of Aries, there's a different type of Gemini, there's a different type of Taurus. And you get to really, that's why, like I said in the beginning, if you've encountered a certain Gemini, we're not all the same. But anyway, like I said, getting into possibly Cancer from here, the next sign, when it comes to a Gemini and when it comes to a Taurus, because they're similar in that aspect, but Gemini has more of a way, when I say aspect, I mean being forward. When it comes in a way to, like with Gemini, we're direct. We use our words the most out of everyone. Like, every other sign uses their words, but everyone uses their words and then there's the actions right behind it. We're literally words. Like, not literally words, but you know what I mean? Like, we literally have that sense of just being like, listen, like, but I say that with most air signs, because each air sign is mutable. And then based off moons, there's other fire and earth and water that is also mutable. It all depends on the day. So I don't want to continue this video being like, all right, well, no, this sign is more like this, and then no, we all on certain days and on certain peaks of the moon may attribute certain things. You got to really read into yourself. So back to what I was saying, with the next sign, Cancer. There are 2 different Cancers. There are June and July. So with June, I can say, and July, I can say, very sweet individuals. What I do feel is different between June and July is June still has a fading essence of Gem, just like a Taurus would have a fading essence of Aries. And just like a Gemini would have a fading essence of a Taurus, because the moon is moving just as much as the sun and we are ourselves. So I can't say, well, some people are completely into that sign and some aren't, based off the moon, their emotions. So everyone can be a sign, but they can also be a sense of what it would mean to them based off of when they came about and why they're who they are. So yeah, continuing on, July Cancers, they are more expressive on things than a June Cancer. There are some that are just as much. The ones that are the most, they're very noticeable, and we appreciate their contributions as well. They're very nice, just as much as July. So leading on to the next sign, Leo. So now that we're in July, late July at that, the 23rd, because when you're going from June 21st to July 23rd, it's hot, it's burning up. Let me go back a minute to explain the way that the signs look. So Aries is considered a ram, which is an animal, but fire. Taurus, earth, which is a bull. So that's the first earth sign. Gemini, twins. I think out of everybody, we're the only humans fully. There's just two people. Everyone else, Virgo, Virgin, which we'll get into. But yeah, one of the only people. Let me stop. So as far as Leo, very strong-willed, strong-minded, just like every other sign. I'm not gonna single anyone out. I told y'all in the beginning. So they have a very fiery sense, just like in Aries. So with Aries being the cool side of that fire, they're right in the summertime. So it's flames everywhere. They're just, it takes whatever moon that they got going on that night to let you know where those flames are going. Just like whatever currents with a Cancer, just like whatever communicative way you can talk with me about where we could go. I'm pretty sure I'm already making sure we could get there. Just like with a Taurus, just talk to them and let them know they gonna be right there. And then with an Aries, like I said, there's just a sense that what they want it. So with Leos, same thing. And they're very nice. They're very they're nice, and they want other people to know that. Just like every other sign. Because I've seen the sense of a Leo have a moment. A lot of Leos and other signs, just signs, period. I've just seen signs have a moment where they're just like, no one gets me. I've had that. And I'm a whole different sign. So let's continue on to the next earth sign, Virgo. Late August, because Leo takes August mostly in. And then by late August, it's Virgo. So Virgo, similar to Taurus, is they have a sense that they headstrong, but this headstrong's different because it's late summer and it's gonna start cooling down. We're going into September here. So they're not playing too much. They will, but they wanna do too. They wanna, and they don't want to stop. That's a Virgo. They're never going to stop. They will stop, but they're never going to stop. That's just a Virgo. That's the realness of a Virgo. They want to succeed. They want to be great. They want to have it the way they want it for whatever means necessary. They gonna do it. But that leads into the balance of that, the sense, because we going into fall now. It's September, late September. It's about the 23rd, 22nd. It's fall. Libras are very, very telling. You don't have to not know what a Libra is going through just to not be around them. They will show you. They will tell you that's their balance. They will show you and tell you. They are honest, just like every other sign in every other sign's way. Because in Aries, like I said, Aries will be honest about what they want, what they will want to tell you, and how they will achieve that, and what they will make sure you understand. With a Taurus, same way. It's going to be headstrong, but it's going to be headstrong where you going to have to understand they really feeling something about that, like they, or this, or what they would like, or what they want to have, like they want it. Gemini too, we talk about it a little bit more. And then with Cancers, they're tapped into their emotions where it wouldn't be as much, or it'd be so much. And it could be both. But it takes someone from a different sign that may have those similar attributes to understand that. Where it leads into Leo, where it's like it's everywhere. It don't have to, be condensed down. And then when it is, that's when you gotta worry, because it's like, well, shoot, is you okay? And like I said, they have those senses of feeling like, does anyone care? Like every other sign. And then, like I said, Virgo, headstrong. Do they have their down moments? Of course. Do they want people to know? Hell no. That would be. Why would any sign want anyone to know, even if a sign is honest about it, when they're not okay? They would always want you to know they're okay and they're doing something. That's every sign. But with a Virgo, why would they want you to know that? So with a Libra, if they're telling you that, they really wanted to tell you that. Just like with a Scorpio, which is the next sign, which is late October going into November. It's cold now. Like, the leaves are falling, like they're dying. Like it's cold. So, with Scorpios, they have a sense similar to Cancer because they're also water. So like I said, with where we are in all the signs, you see how they all have similar interactions, but they all kind of just, because everyone comes from a different time of the year. So like I already said, and now that I've already gotten to Scorpio, you've already seen two mates here. And the two mates for each individual one. And I'm going to get to the next sign before I even tell you the mates. So the Scorpio, all the way into November, it's cold. And, with them, when I've encountered a Scorpio, they're very nice. And they have moments where they would like people to appreciate. Just appreciate them. And I think that's what I've been seeing a lot with Scorpios. Like, they just want to be appreciated. But then, other Scorpios have a way of how they want to be appreciated. But that's how I've seen Scorpios. And it's not bad. Like, it's not all bad. Which leads us into Sagittariuses. So, growing up with a Sagittarius, I've always realized that just as much as an Aries and as a Leo, the fire. But see, this fire is different. This fire is cold. So it's not so much that it's not explosive. It's not so much that it's not, out there. It's cold. So there's going to be a sense of freedom, just a sense of wanting to have some type of spark where it's not so cold. There's warmth there. There's a sense of having security and knowing that everything that they did mattered. With like all signs. And what I know with a Sag is they have a sense of love and care like every other sign. But since we're now at that mark of everybody so far having a mate in the water, earth, air, and fire, Aries and Leo and Sag, all three, they go together in each respective time. Taurus, Virgo, and then the next sign, Capricorn, go together. Capricorn, straight winter. It's not fall no more. It's winter, Christmas, New Year's. It's cold. We're just, they stand headstrong, just as a Taurus, just as a Virgo. Their headstrong is different because it's cold, bitch. Excuse my language, but it's cold. So they're not, just as a Taurus wouldn't want to play before it gets hot, just like a Virgo don't want to play before it get cold, it's already cold. So why do you think they want to play? That's what I know about a Capricorn. And me, my Capricorn moon says a lot about me. I had to look into that. I said, wait a minute. So what moon do I got? Capricorn. So is that why I'm so calm? Because I see a lot of Geminis and they be... But y'all see it? I'm calm. Like, I can't even... It would be like really a force for me to just be screaming and just be going crazy, but I'm calm. So with that being said, yeah, with Capricorns, they're very headstrong. They love what they love. They love what they do. They don't hesitate to let people in a space that they would like them to be in and to feel welcomed at that. Like every other sign, which brings us to Aquarius. Now, Aquariuses, they go with me and Libras. So Gemini is first when it comes to air, then it's Libra, and then it's Aquarius. So with them, it's just as with Capricorn, it's still straight cold. It's midwinter. So do you think with them, they're passionate. I don't know if they get credit for being passionate, but they're passionate. They often have a sense of what they want to. Like, they're not ones to not go out their way. They want you to know that they will. I know some people I've encountered them and they're like, oh, they ain't shit. I went through this. But I've encountered some people that are good people that are Aquariuses. Like, I haven't really, like, if there's a bad sign in any form, it stems, like I said, to the date. So take that time to look into the date of that person and you'll know the type of person they are from there, because that's where it stems to. Because everybody has a date. Everyone has a birth date. You know, the sign is one thing, but the birth date means even more, because then it goes into the time. So last but not least, we have Pisces. Both my grandparents, oddly as it sounds, are water signs. So I'm an air sign. But when you're bringing in, you know, late January into February for an Aquarius, going into February, you know, late February into March, it's at its peak of it being cold. Like, it's starting to break in that it won't be as cold. Like, it's not going to snow as much. Like, we're getting to that point that spring is coming. So with Pisces, they're in the sense of they would have wanted them to have better weather, a better direction, maybe, in certain aspects of life. Just like every other sign, because even me, like, you know, I'm not no saint when it came to wanting to know how I would go about life. Because we all try to just think about, like, what do I do? You know? But we all protect ourselves. That's the best thing about it. So with Pisces, there's a respect I have for them. I respect all signs. The respect I have for them is their sense of just, they want to tell you what it is, even with their emotion there. And they want you to know that even when you give a little bit of emotion, that the emotion that they're giving may match. They want to give you the emotion that you don't even have to give, just so you could be able to know that y'all on the same page. So I respect that. I can't always say that with the fire signs, because with the fire signs, because see, now I can talk in signs. Y'all know each one and where they match. So with the fire signs, I can't always say that with them, because they're always looked at as being selfish. They're always looked at as being, you know, what way, how way, because it's always my way. And they will tell you that. It's sad to hear it, because that's what they'll tell you, but they'll tell you that. But in reality, they want you to just coexist and do you as much as they want to coexist and do them. With air signs, we just be right there. That's the best way I could say for air signs. Like, we just be right there, because the earth signs, they networking, they going out and what, because with a water sign, you know, they doing the same thing too. Like, I see water and earth together a lot, just as much as I would see fire and earth together a lot. There's always an air sign everywhere, so I don't even have to say that, but I did anyway for the people who would feel like I need to. So yeah, fire, water, earth, air. You said them all. Those are all the signs, all 12. Do I have a favorite sign? No. We're all great. We all need to be better, and always should be better. We all need to just be better people. There's a lot going on. I don't think anyone should be running around feeling like, well, I'm that Gemini, or I'm that Taurus, or I'm that. I don't feel like that. But that's just me. And the reason why I don't feel like that is because it can get to your head. Because like I said, it digs deeper. It's more of a time and date thing too. Like, see what moon you got. My moon is Capricorn. So, do I blend more with Capricorns? Possibly. But do I blend more with Geminis? I mean, that's my nature. So it, you know, there could be individuals that, some people could have all of them be their same thing, where it's just Taurus, 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 or Aries, 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 or Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Like, some of them, it all depends on the timing and the date, but it all depends. Some may, I mean, if not, like I said, it all depends. But if you read into it, you'll definitely get the idea. But that's pretty much my analysis on it. I hope y'all enjoyed it, because quite honestly, it's very interesting. Like I told you, like with each signs, it's very interesting. I'll end this video with touching a little bit more on my sign, and just to connect with my introductory video too. Me as a Gemini has been misunderstood for most of my life. I tell somebody I'm a Gemini, they automatically think I'm going to be this bitch, this asshole, or I'm going to just act up, or I'm going to go crazy and just be this mean person. And then they see that I'm not. They see that I'm just this cool, chill, laid back person. They see I just do what I need to do day to day. I don't even bother them. sad to say, I could be more receptive and text more or call more. That in I'm not the only one. I know there's other signs like that, but it all depends on the person. But that's just me, as far as me being the Gemini that I am. So that's pretty much all. And yeah, like when it stems into like friendships and love and money and career, when it comes to that with each sign, that varies. I don't know if I can do that all in one video, but that definitely varies. And why that varies is because it's what they want, like I told you in the beginning. I told you in the beginning as far as what each sign would want mostly. So if one sign, based on the date and the day, is more focused or was focused or had a focus at whatever time, that, like I said, varies on the person. So everyone has a path. I don't knock no one for any path that they take or what they're taking, because it's what we put into it. It's what we can do with it and how we can be able to achieve our goals. So, hey guys, so I am, again, welcome to today's podcast, and this is also another video upload. I wanted to touch on anime. In my previous video, had talked a little bit about Kingdom Hearts. I know that's a Japanese Disney game. I will say that's my favorite game ever. I won't even be shy to say it. I know there's other games that I love, but that's the only series I will just literally pick up a controller and just be like, yep. As frustrated as I could get about Heartless and all that, like, I really love that game. As far as other games, I'm interested in them all, mostly. I will play whatever it is that's interesting, and even if it freaks me out, I will still be like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll go do it, and that's another thing as to why I'm, considering and making sure I make content where I'm visually showing me play a game. I know there's other content creators that, have it to the T, they in a little box and, they show the projection of them on the game as they're playing, and, y'all can chat and all that. I just gotta get there. But besides that, I love all types of anime. There isn't anime that I don't really just shy away from too much. Like, and like and subscribe, comment below, different titles you guys feel I should watch and enjoy, because quite honestly, why not? The thing is with me and binge watching, I want to make sure that as I'm watching the episode, I'm taking in, what's going on, because each anime is different. Like, there's different scenarios, different characters, there's different themes, there's not, you can't just watch one and not watch others, because you want to keep up, if you will, from what I've seen with other anime lovers and video gamers. So yeah, I wanted to just talk about my upbringing as far as with anime and video games as a whole. So I had my first PlayStation by 3 years old. I was playing Crash and Spyro and Final Fantasy and 7. Had to be clear, because some people would want to know which Final Fantasy you're talking about. 7. As young as I was, I didn't know what exactly they were saying, but I took the liberty to learn the shapes and what matched on the controller at the time out. 90s kids, we were very advanced. 80s kids are too. But us 90s kids, we just tapped into things sooner than people thought, because we're millennials and things kind of just changed within a blink of an eye. So of course we had to adapt. You know, Gen Z, that's different. Y'all kind of was born into the sense of everything just being there. Us, we, you know, and not to turn this into a conversation on generations, I'll make this a whole 30-second rant. So millennials, we kind of just was brought into the sense of what was before and before what was going to be, you know. So with us, I will say those that are going to be 24 and up, I mean, I can say for the 99, 98, because they're kind of there. 97, they're kind of there too. I will vouch a little bit more on 96 too. 95, they're right on the cusp. I'm 94, so whenever I tell someone 94, they're just like, oh, like, yeah. Why would I not why would I not take in everything that happened 4 years prior, maybe even within 2 years by 96? Because everything was still in reround. Why would I not know what was going on? Because by my 96, yes, there was a lot going on, but still, I was there. I mean, I vouched for 93, 92, 91, and 1990, because they, as well as me, even though they were a little bit older, got to understand the impact too. Sticking on the main topic. So yes, as far as with anime and my upbringing and video games, like, I had different video games, and as I was playing different video games, and games I thought were like cheap, but they were a little bit, they were a lot. Like, you had to rank up on games in order to really play them. It's not like now where you can just click and download, or, you know, you're gonna do a digital purchase. But as far as with me, like, I would rent games, I'd rent movies. My favorite anime movie is Spirited Away. Like, me and my best friend, I consider her my sister. We share that connection on that movie, because, you know, just Chihiro and just her journey, and just her just being able to see all these mythical creatures and realizing someone close to her was also a mythical creature, you know, just the whole aesthetic of just wonder and journey and dreaming, and it just was great. And the colors too, the music also. I guess, you know, at that time, not that I want to skip a couple years, because this is like definitely 2001, 2002, but at that time, you know, bringing in the Dragon Ball Z, bringing in the Bleach, bringing in One Piece, and bringing in, hello, Naruto, bringing in, you know, Death Note, and now I gotta think of them all. Now I'm thinking of those, the ones that I would literally see on Adult Swim, or, you know, Toonami. I'm thinking of Inuyasha. I'm thinking of, oh boy, Evangelion. I don't know how to say it, but I remember that. Wow, there's all these different ones. Blood Plus, I remember that too. And then it digs deeper into like, wow, there's a few more in my head. Wow, there's definitely a few more in my head. But those come to mind at the moment. Yeah, there was just so much coming into the 2000s with just Japan and just anime, and even this Korea and all these other Asian cultures and different shows. I love all, just so they know. And I just hope to one day go to Japan. I have my passport, so, you know, hopefully someday I'll go. And again, it's amazing how they create these different shows and games, and the detail, like it's not even so much of like, you know, is it good? Like, no, it is. It's good. You got to get into it. Thinking of anything else I was going to say on the topic. Of course, oh, how could I forget Ghost in the Shell? That is one of my favorites too. A lot of people liked it too. Now I want to watch that just because I would always back. Now I can bring up consoles. So I've always been PlayStation, Sony. So I have a PlayStation 5, 4, and 3, and 2, somewhere around here. Of course, my PlayStation 1, I may have sold it for the 2. Not that I wouldn't have wanted to keep it. But I have them. I have a Switch as well. I'm also a PC gamer. As you can see, I'm sitting at a desk, so I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning. I have a desktop and a laptop, so I have a Steam account, which I'll be playing games on there too. Because there's some games that are not on the PlayStation Store that be on Steam, and I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe because they probably need to be remastered. Who knows? But I'd want to play them. So, yeah. I will definitely be doing a lot more of that. And as far as with anime, there's all these new anime shows that are now being watched. And even the sense of the themes being even more intense than they were back when I was younger. Because, 2D is something. 2-dimensional back when I was younger, like, we didn't really have to think too highly on why the quality is not better, because it's just like, that's what we was getting. But now, where it's very much blatant that you can take things from way back when, retouch it as if it just came out yesterday. Oh yeah, of course. A lot of the previous shows and previous games get remastered, or they have a whole new series, because I wouldn't even say it's a money grab. I wouldn't. Like, a lot of times it really be for the fans. Like, it really be for the sense of, we trying to help y'all understand that this is good. But that's really all of what I was going to say on my take on anime and video games. I have a gaming page. It's named Gaming Days. You guys can follow it everywhere. I have to do a few updates, so bear with me. But I have a TikTok, so there will be more content on there as well. As far as YouTube, yep. I have I should actually say this now. Best thing to say. I have a whole Kingdom Hearts series, from Final Mix all the way to 3. I have to do Remind next, which hopefully within a few episodes, it'll be done. But I have to do that next. But you guys can definitely check that out, and I will be, of course, doing more games over time. But it's one of the only few videos out there where you guys can literally see, from the games beginning to end. Like, I'm not cutting too much out from the gameplay. Of course, I touched up the colors a little bit, because you say to yourself, yeah, these games were remastered, but I like color. I like, this is good, but I like color. So, yeah, I would love that you guys check that out. And then I'm also going to be updating my Twitter as well. There's other content creators that, I wouldn't mind connecting with and collaborating with over time, and seeing what games we can get into and how I can kind of collaborate that into like a video, and just be saying, hey, I'm with this content. Well, speaking of, like I told you guys about my sis, my best friend, we're going to possibly do that too. But yeah, that goes to show you, like, there's all these different types of shows, like I said, and games that we all can get into. They're all out there, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's certain discounts going on because we're all trying to enjoy some entertainment. So why not get some perks going? There's all these different ways to get gift cards and stuff. Well, for me, I don't really do too many of them. The only one I do is for gas, but works out for me. I get PlayStation cards every 2 months. So, and I mean, like, besides me getting, regular PlayStation cards every month, but I get PlayStation cards like every 2 months just from getting points for gas. So, I mean, I'm probably not the only one that does this, but it's definitely worth it. But, yeah, there'll be more.
Hey everyone, and welcome to a new video and episode on Day's podcast. So this is just going to be a video of me just pretty much just talking and connecting with you guys on I haven't really thought, and this is my honest truth, I haven't really thought of a topic. This is me just literally being myself, and I feel like I owe it to you guys because I haven't really been as active in the previous month. And despite a check-in video, I wanted to kind of talk about me a bit. So I've been 29 for, this is August now. This will be going on my 3rd month. And so, I think to myself, wow, 9 months from now, yes, I'll be 30. Which means this is the month for if you want a Taurus or a Gemini. Those who want to know. Actually right now, yeah. Because July gives, like, early July is like Pisces, and then late July is like Aries, if you want to go into that. But yeah, early August going into late August is definitely Taurus and Gemini babies for conceiving, if you will, within those weeks after. I only know this because I'm a Gemini, and just understanding, okay, well, rounded 8 to 9 months prior to my birthday is September. Yeah, because when you think of September, September is pretty much around that time where it's like, okay. Because I think of the sense of personalities too. So in my previous videos, I talked about zodiac, and I talked about, of course, gaming. I've talked about even just a little bit of myself where it came to just, parts of my past. I haven't really disclosed about relationships, and I haven't really disclosed about who's close to me and why. I've dated, and as far as family, I don't look at any of my family as being more than worthy of this or that or nothing like that. Like, I think, and I know for certain, I love everybody as far as my family. And I've had people talk to me about their views on relationships. And over time, I've noticed that a lot of people would rather have a piece of you than just maintain all of you. if that makes sense. They will say they want all of you. And I won't say that I or any individual on earth is innocent to saying I want all of someone. But we get to a point where we say this has to have reason. This has to make sense. This has to give clarity to. So, if you want my understanding as far as with relationships, I want everyone to be happy with who they feel they should be happy with. Because, you know, when it comes to lifestyles, when it comes to appearances, when it comes to wanting someone to know that their value can be just as much as what they give and what they want to receive, all that matters, you know. But I'm just saying that if someone makes you feel happy, it's okay to express that. It's okay to show that appreciation. Though I know a lot of times not everyone wants to accept that when you look for more than what you are asking for, it may not be all of what you need. I want to make sure it's understood here. Because everybody got a story. Everybody has a story. And I feel like that really resonates with the Zodiac talk that I had a while ago. Like, everybody's different. Everyone has a sense of whatever everyone's, you have to really dig deep when it comes to that. And so when it comes to love and relationships, so let's start with me. And I'll even go into each sign because I want to go into in order. Could I be with an Aries? I could be, really good friends with them. But I also would know that they would have other friends that they would be really good friends with. So I can be very neutral with an Aries. In a relationship, it's not even so much that we couldn't be compatible. There's so much that they want to be compatible with, from what I see with an Aries. So I wouldn't always push them, That's why I feel like we can be really good friends and mutual. So I wouldn't really say necessarily. A Taurus, they want what they want and how they want it. And they can be stubborn about it. So it's not even so much that I wouldn't be able to lead certain things. I just know they would most of the time. So I wouldn't always feel like there'd be like that sense of a balance with me and a Taurus after a while. Because they would always be in their way. Just like most signs, and maybe even me. Like, a Gemini and a Gemini. Let's talk about it. I don't know if I could always be or could be with another Gemini, because let's be real, every Gemini is different, just like every other sign is different. And I wouldn't want another Gemini to feel like if they see certain signs of me in them, that's a red flag. No, you're looking in a mirror. It's not a bad thing. You're looking at someone that is actually like you. Just like if you see some things in another sign, they may have some, sense of, their placements when you look deep, where it's like, wow, they may have a Gemini placement somewhere, or they may have a similar air sign somewhere that resonates with the air, trio, because there's different trios to each, element. So, as far as with a Cancer, they're sweet. They're very sweet. But similar to a Taurus and maybe an Aries, and even down to a Gemini, they'll want to do whatever they feel they gotta do, and, they may want to have it a way that they want it, And when that is even looked at from afar, it's not bad. You know, it's always good. They want good things, just like all signs do. Um, there's a lot of figuring out with most signs. It's not that all signs aren't like that, because maybe all of them are. As far as with a Leo. Okay, let's go back into the relationships and dating. I've dated one. I couldn't see myself to go back and be with a Leo. I've been really saying to myself, well, they're not bad people. I just know that we've always been great friends, you know. I say emphasis on friends because I know a lot of times there's things that I myself still, you know, to this day know that, you know, just with every other sign, you just want to make sure that you keep everything great. You keep everything at a point where you want to have no hostility, no problems. You don't want that. No one wants that. No one. And then as far as with a Virgo, I think I could, like, see Virgos and Libras, because I want to be able to put them into perspective, because they're both similar in this. They're not even in the sense of like bad when it comes to dating at all. I feel like with them, for me, I would feel like I would have a lot more that I would have to work on, and not on a bad level, but I'm saying, like, because each sign is different, you know. I feel like with Virgos there's a lot more that I would be able to communicate on, but then there's also more that I have to really, really learn on. So it's just, it would have to take a lot of time on that sign. With Libras, it's always been, you know, friends, you know, just we just chilling. Like, I never really seen myself with a Libra like that. Scorpio. So Scorpios they're not bad people either. I've always seen them, again, just friends. I don't really like, there's a way about somebody that you gotta know for certain, like, they'll always ignite you, you know? And I'm not saying that it wouldn't be that with a Scorpio. Sagittarius, considering that being a fire sign. Sagittarius. So, yeah, again, I've also been and have always loved how Sagittarius have been to me. Only been one, but I'm just saying, they just always, they have their own story. Like all signs, they have their own story. As far as with a Capricorn, they're very headstrong. So I know with me, I'm very neutral. So it's just like, I don't ever want to take them off course from wherever they're focused on, and that's why I'm so calm, because I'm the same way. Like, I want to be focused just as much. With Aquarius, I feel like I'll have a lot of great fun times, in the sense of just their sense of being just as much as air sign as me, you know. but I couldn't see myself dating either sign either. As far as with a Pisces, last but not least, they say a Pisces is more or less a match for me. Or Leo, or actually, no. Let's stop here. They say that, but in actuality, it's Sag. I mean, Gemini, yeah. Leo, there's that. It's slightly there. But they say because Sag is literally my polar opposite, we cling on. Like, so even when a Sag and me would not get along, because I've broken up with Sag, got back together with a Sag. So it's just, even when things happen, you say to yourself, wow, well, why did it happen? And that's just life from how I take it. So that's my analysis, and this is just me just literally just talking about just love, relationships, a little bit more about myself. What can I leave off with you guys on that? So back to me talking about my age. 10 years ago, I was recovering, like I was talking to you guys about in my introduction. I'll leave a link to that. I was talking to you guys about just, recovering from surgery, and, this month in August, I, again, started to just date and start over. And I started working out at Dunkin' Donuts, not far from my house. Then I went to other franchises like Staples, and it kept going. And once I started going into the city, it didn't stop. Being from up north and being from Boston, there's all types of things to do. I'm still learning them. And of course, with the way things are in the world, a lot of things are not as cheap as they used to be. And, we have a different, there's a different way of life everywhere. I love my city, and I love the fact that I'm from here. I've recently been able to reconnect with those that I've worked with from different times, not just recent, just different times, and even people I knew from a long time ago. And I want to make sure I that for anyone that I know or knows me and sees this, because I'm gonna look at the camera now. I don't ever want any one of you to not give up. Live your life and be happy. Because I haven't stopped, and I won't. And I want everyone to be happy. And, when I started to work in Boston in 2016, and when I started to really grasp on my life, I was able to just say to myself, you gotta keep going. And I now feel happier, and I love who I am. I love all of what I've done to be where I am today. I'm proud of who I am, and I want everyone to be proud of who they are. Life has so much to offer, and there's so much to do. There's still so much to do, and remain busy. That's the best advice I can even give myself. Remain busy, remain humble, give more empathy, be empathetic. Don't always think everyone wants you to. Don't ever think that everyone wants you to be this great thing. because I don't always feel like I'm a great thing, but I feel that at this point in my life I have to tell myself that I'm not getting any younger and I gotta be great, just like every one of us should be, and feel that. And I'm gonna say this because I'm different from everyone else. I feel protecting your peace, and this is my analogy of it. I feel protecting your peace is making sure you know you. Not, oh, I need to do this and do that's too much energy. You need to just sit back and think of you and know who you are. That's protecting your peace. Like really sitting back and not even worried about like the other stuff going on in your life. Just really sit back and put stuff down and just really just sit back and be like, just really sit with yourself. And not even just in a sense of just, I'm angry. No. Like just really sit there and just be like, think of the person you were and where you've come and who you are now. And embrace it.
Hey guys, this is another episode as far as today's podcast and another video. So I wanted to talk about what it is. Hey guys, I wanted to talk about what it is as far as being an empath and the different people that show empathy. Because there's plenty. They have their own ways of showing it. I'll speak on myself. Let's start there. So I, like many others, have endured a lot in my life where I've came to a point, and this was very young. Like this wasn't like in my teens. This had to been maybe when I was around 7 or 8. If we equate that with time, that was over 20 years ago, so I would say around 2001, 2002. So anyone that is beyond 35 damn near, or even around my age, which is damn near 30, y'all know that time was very rough. So, you know, with music changing and everyone getting kind of older, I had a notion, and still to this day, to just remain humble, remain in tune with not just how I feel, but what others feel. Because when you think about just where you want to be, what you like, what you love, and who you are as a person, you kind of say, I want a little bit more to reflect on after a while. It's not even so much what I want to do and how I want to go about it. I wanted to reflect. I wanted to show like this mattered, this made sense, this was what it was leading up to and why. And I feel like that makes a big impact on a person when they realize that it's very important. So with me, over time, I've encountered a lot of people that misunderstood me. It was based on how I looked, how I sounded, even down to just my thought process. I wouldn't always feel other people could get the sense that I was very neutral, very mutual. Like I was and still am unbiased. And yeah, I always felt like there had to always be a positive and, you know, great solution to things. So just kind of stemming to my teens and even, you know, coming from grade school, whether it was me being teased or me understanding that I didn't have to be teased, you know, just own it. Just, you know, all right, well, why you need my attention? You know, like, and over time, I was kind of happy that, you know, when you become an adult, like, people kind of weigh off, you know, feeling like they need to give you negative attention. It's like, yeah, like, you being negative to me, you getting your rocks off being negative to me. Ain't nobody telling you to do this shit but you know, and that's where another part of empathy comes from, because I said to myself, like, yeah, karma really is out there. And the last thing I want is for anyone to endure something worse than I did. I had a near-death experience, not once but twice, whether it was an accident, whether it was, you know, me becoming very sick and having an organ removed. There's just certain things you just kind of say to yourself, like, I'm not gonna be a certain way. Why? For what? We're going into a new season, and I know it's been a while. We're definitely, you know, pretty much in fall. So, even when I'm on the road, I see people just, they don't want to brake. They don't want to, you know, be on the brakes. No one wants to stop for any reason. They want to get where they want to go at whatever time. But yeah, like, going into, you know, junior high and high school, I was learning over time, like, people just really wanted to know me. Didn't know how to know me, but they just wanted to know me. Like, what are you? Like, you know, what are you about? And, you know, my empathetic nature was just really getting to them, because they weren't on my mind. Like, you know how you have acquaintances and associates, they'll show you, even in the moment that you're with them, like, there's all these other things on their mind, and, you know, they got all these other things to do. So why wouldn't I? Why would I go home and have them be, you know, the forefront of what the hell they got going on? That's not how they live, and that's not how I should be, you know? And that's where the balance comes in, where I would just always have an understanding, like, all right, you know, we gonna link up again and go from there. And people couldn't understand that. People felt like I had to over obligate, and, oh, well, you need to. Well, wait a minute now. So if I actually over obligate, right, and that's not reciprocated, and all anything that I'm building in my own foundation starts tumbling down, I can't blame you. I gotta blame myself, because I'm over obligating, and I can't do that to myself. Especially if you ain't doing that for anybody else, and I wouldn't want you to do that for somebody, especially if they're not, you know, there has to be a mutual agreement. So with that being said, by the time I was getting out of high school and I started to work more, even after, and going through a relationship after a relationship, you know, that's where it kind of really just kicked in, because now I have to really be with the public. I will say this: if you are a great person, people will see it. You don't have to post all the time about that. You don't have to get the biggest degree in the world for people to acknowledge the fact that you have it all going on. You can just be a great person and people will know it. And I had to really learn that very early, because a lot of times I was told that whether it was because I had something someone didn't, or because I was just very conservative, I couldn't be figured out. I was a very mysterious, and maybe I still am a mysterious person, but I just did not let it weigh in on my spirit, you know? I've been able to mend a lot with my family, more than they even know. You know, there's time that's been, I can't even say whether it's been misplaced or not, because we all still just moving just fine. So it's just, you know, I think, again, you know, when it came to getting out of school and working and being in the city and working, whether it was days and nights, I will tell you right now, the only hours I have not worked, and I have to actually put in now, the only hours I have not worked is between 11 and 7. But I've traveled overnight, whether I was in a car, in a bus, train, whichever, but I've traveled overnight. So technically, I've been always being able to be up and out, trying to maintain whatever I can. And, you know, again, like, as far as with being an adult now and having empathy, still, I clutch it. I'm not one to not just, no. I feel very comfortable being able to tell someone the truth, being able to, you know, give off and show that I care in a way that they know it's genuine. I wouldn't trade that for anything. There's too much love that needs to be given in this world right now. And it's not enough that people feel like they are getting, unfortunately. So, yeah, if I'm being crossed or someone is feeling like they feel like they're being crossed, I don't even look at it. No, I have to let anyone know. This don't have to be the way that it is. Like, honestly, like, it just don't. There's better ways of being understood. There's better ways of being able to talk things out. And I don't get crossed, really. That's why I said if. I do too many good things. And not even to like go too deep into my life too much, because you know I want to make sure you guys have different pieces over time. Yeah, like I started college over 10 years ago. It wasn't a university, but I started college, and I pretty much went 3 different times and had to stop due to not just family issues, but there was a lot of money I was making at the time that I had to put into perspective. So I had to make sure it worked out. And so, you know, working with more people, like I said, made it easier to say to myself, there will be a time. And even through a pandemic, being safe and even getting vaccinated, you know, you kind of say to yourself, yeah, you gotta be careful. But what I can say about empathy, because I want you guys to know this, it doesn't take much and it don't take long. And it's very easy to do. A lot of people don't feel like they need to care or attach or feel as though their selfishness needs to be weighed, but at some point it does. Why? Because we all have to help each other at some point, in some way. Sometimes help comes from a place that you wouldn't even think it would come from. And then later on, you're like, wow, it wasn't even something directly being helped, but it helped me. And maybe it was directly, but I didn't expect it. But that's the most I can say. And I will be back with more, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hey you guys, I just wanted to check in with you and let you know that I'm still maintaining, still trying to be the best me I can. Do you love this view? I wanted to capture as much as I can from a recent trip with someone very special. And, you know, I wanted to understand just the value of being able to still work hard and still reward yourself, because there's so much going on and you don't want to just take away from the things that matter. You don't want to not have your best foot forward, and to make sure that, in all due respect, you love yourself. And I love me to share with you guys the love that I have for those around me and for what I love. And I thank you for watching the content that I have, and I thank you for being a supporter to all of everything I do so far. And it's not unnoticed, and there'll be more that I'll be doing over time. And again, there's only so much that I wouldn't want anyone to not do for themselves to be happy. You know, you say to yourself, you want to be able to get out and do a lot more and have things, and just the simple things. Don't ever take them for granted. They're always there.